Fed chair who is independent. That's the only way we preserve the independence
I agree.
of
The president has never sat you down, looked you in the eye, and said, here's the deal, Scooter. I'm going to appoint you, but you got to agree to lower interest rates. That didn't happen, or did happen?
The president never once asked me to commit to any particular interest rate decision, period, and nor would I ever agree to do so if he had.
President Trump's pick to lead the Federal Reserve faced some heated questioning on Capitol Hill yesterday. Kevin Warsh stressed the central bank's need for independence, addressing a chief concern among lawmakers. Mr. Trump has frequently demanded interest rates be cut. Yesterday, he told CNBC he would be disappointed if Warsh does not lower rates. North Carolina Republican Tom Tillis is the key vote blocking Warsh's nomination. Tillis says he'll withhold support until the DOJ drops its probe of Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
The problem that I have here is that we had some U.S. attorney with a dream, or assistant U.S. attorney, thinking it would be cute to bring Chair Powell under an investigation just a few months before the position was going to be open. Let's get rid of this investigation so I can support your confirmation.
All right, Kristin Myers is the ETF editor-in-chief for Asset TV, and she joins us now in studio. Kristin, good morning.
Good morning.
I won't call you Scooter, as Senator Kennedy seems to phrase there.
I didn't know that was Kevin Warsh's name, but
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But besides that, what stood out to you from the testimony and the grilling yesterday?
yeah, so I mean, we were just chatting about this. Usually the nomination for Fed chair is a pretty dry and boring, confirmation hearing. It's actually probably one that a lot of folks don't even actually watch unless you are an investor or, you are a Fed watcher. And so I thought what was most interesting was actually how contentious it was. I mean, you had a lot of grilling of Mr. Warsh about the independence of the Fed, which was to be expected given what we've seen between the president and Fed Chair Powell over the last couple of years. But then asking them to essentially come out and flat out say, the president never asked you to lower interest rates, right? Hey, talk to us about whether you actually believe the president even won the election fairly, which was a bit of an odd line of questioning, but they said that it would prove that he was truly independent of the president. So I wasn't expecting it to be as fiery and as argumentative as it was.
And despite efforts from some of the senators to get him to stick or answer to certain questions, he kind of stuck to his script. Warsh did make some notable comments, though, when it comes to inflation, saying that it's a choice the Fed has to take responsibility for. What does that indicate to you, and how do we get a read on where he is on raising, leaving them alone, or lowering interest rates?
Yeah, so they actually asked him flat out if he would lower interest rates to, I believe, the level of around 1%. He declined to give a straightforward answer, kind of leaving the door open that he actually might be in favor of cutting interest rates, which is actually pretty much a departure of where he used to be. Remember, he used to be a Fed governor. So he's not necessarily new to this role or new to the machinations of the Federal Reserve. And Kevin Warsh has previously been in favor of letting inflation run a little bit hotter, essentially, and not cutting rates, not letting inflation run so hot by essentially keeping interest rates fairly high. So this would be a brief departure in his previous, sort of policy beliefs. The other really big thing about Kevin Warsh, which would impact the economy going forward, is something called quantitative easing. It's this policy where essentially the Federal Reserve holds a really large balance sheet where they purchase, treasuries and other security-backed assets to essentially eject money into the U.S. economy. They either buy it or they sell it, and that's a way for them to sort of stabilize the U.S. economy. Kevin Warsh doesn't like it. He actually wants to reduce that balance sheet. It's currently about $7 trillion. He wants to reduce that, and he says interest rates is going to be our main lever going forward. We're not really going to be using QE. He also wants to change how we measure inflation. So those will actually impact the economy going forward and what we can actually expect from the Fed going forward.
We are out of time. Do you think he makes it through?
I mean, I do, although, Senator Tom Tillis has said that he's going to really block that nomination. We'll see if the North Carolina senator manages to do it.
All right. Kristin, always great to see you.
Of course.
Thanks for coming in.